Hi, cousins, and welcome to the Sunday Reset Podcast. I'm your host, aleesiajay, and I'm so glad that you came to spend a few minutes of time to be with me today. I see you're growing and you're glowing, and I love this look on you, bud. I turned 25 this week, and I want to reflect on some key life lessons. Um, yeah, can we talk about it? This week's episode is 25 Life Lessons by 25, and our weekly scripture is Hebrews 12:1 because it's my favorite verse. And it says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up. And let us run with endurance the race that God has set before us." And I simply paraphrase this verse to, I will run this race that God has made before me. And I just have to. It's a reminder for me to keep pursuing my purpose, to keep chasing my soul's desire, and to keep showing up for myself. And as I reflect over my 25 life lessons, feel free to leave me a comment below with a lesson that you've learned that I hadn't mentioned or to add on to something that I have. Like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. It helps the algorithm get this video out to more people like you. And I did want to go ahead and get started with the first lesson, which is to keep God first. And to keep it honest, this is hard to do. Not because I don't trust him, not because I don't love him, but in a world where things are becoming increasingly instant and automated, it can be hard to keep his voice on the forefront. In society, trends and people make it easy to feel like you're drowning. But I found that making a conscious effort to keep him first is rewarding. You build up your relationship with him and it unfolds right in front of your very eyes in all aspects of your life. Just start with 5 minutes and keep adding on until you reach your level of desired focus with him. Lesson number 2 is time is not promised to you, but it's never too late. Last week I talked about trusting God's timing, and I also wanted to touch on this and say that while tomorrow isn't promised to us, it's never too late to start chasing your dreams. Go out and act on your passions and your dreams and drive your way to success with your hard work and never look back. Lesson number 3 is keep learning. I've made a lot of mistakes and still continue to do so, but the most important takeaway from a mistake is a lesson. And I've learned to keep my options open, to be open to learning, and to constantly improve. And I strive to be my best self. And that can only happen with practice and learning from my mistakes. And I always remember to improve the things that matter to me and will help me in the future, which includes my career, skills, hobbies, relationships, and so much more. Lesson number 4 is to dream big. My dream is to connect and create. I want to reach as many people as possible with my words and passion and connect others through art and culture. How that looks for me, I've got it all mapped out, and I owe it to myself to stay genuine to my goals and aspirations in the future. Lesson number 5 is don't be afraid to ask for help. I made a YouTube about this too. Essentially, I've learned that not asking for help does more harm than good, and not recognizing that help can actually get you to your blessings sooner really sat with me. Lesson number 6 is people matter and your surroundings matter. Surround yourself with people who inspire you. Build a support group where you can unapologetically be yourself. Spend time with people that you love and that you can learn from. Lesson number 7 is don't dim your aura for anyone. Some people aren't going to like you, and without reason. Some people will envy what you have or how you show up, not knowing the sacrifices that you took to get there. Don't minimize yourself for people who have nothing else better to do. Lesson number 8 is stop waiting for perfection. If you want to do something, don't wait for the perfect storm or the best situation. Just do it. Lesson number 9 is change is constant and necessary. Life is not predictable, nor is it linear. You will have to go through hard times, but the change builds your character and drives you to continue to overcome hurdles in your life. Lesson number 10 is be confident in yourself and your abilities. Confidence is built over time and is one of the most attractive qualities that you can possess. Fake it till you make it. If you say something with confidence, people are without a doubt going to believe you. Lesson number 11 is travel often and travel well. You owe it to yourself to travel and see the world. I want to visit a new country every year, and I want my children to experience the same. I want to be immersed into a piece of each country's culture. And lesson number 12 is music is an outlet to be your best self. To have music to be as expressive as you are is a blessing. Music can speak for you and speak to you when you can't manage to communicate verbally for yourself. It's a vibe to have some good music. It's literally mood changing. My playlist is going to be in the description for y'all. Lesson number 13, learn to disconnect from the digital world. Sometimes the digital quick fix world can cause anxiety, jealousy, depression, and disappointment. Learn to prioritize your own energy and ground yourself. Lesson number 14 is try a new recipe often. Expand your palate to new cuisine and different type of cooking styles by challenging your personal preferences. The first time I tried raw beef, it was at a steakhouse and the dish was called carpaccio. And I was so impressed by the complexity of the dish and the textures that it provided. I honestly wouldn't have tried it in a regular setting, but I was so glad that I did. And lesson number 15 is let go of control. It will literally drive you insane holding the essence of life to your standards and deadlines. If it's uncontrollable, be accountable. But for the things that aren't in your control, release that stress that comes with it. What is meant for you will be. Lesson number 16 is heartbreak is inevitable, but the healing process breaks you down more. This isn't a bad thing. Heartbreaks do happen. You break up, you don't get selected for a job, you lose a loved one, you fumble a bag and have to start over. This is a part of life. Heartbreak leaves room for healing if you're brave enough. It will break you down and force you to learn you again. Embrace it. Lesson number 17 is find your groove and your purpose. Flow is when you are so immersed into an activity that you are not thinking about anything else and the hours just run by. Purpose should inspire your flow. And lesson number 18 is self-care is not selfish. It's not selfish to love yourself. Self-care doesn't have to be a 20-step, overly romanticized routine. It could be a walk in the park, watching TV, cooking, going to the gym, doing a face mask, just whatever makes you happy. Lesson number 19 is trust yourself. Really simply put, your gut will know when something's off. Lesson number 20 is don't overstay your welcome. The world operates in seasons and so does our relationships with people. Don't waste resources trying to grow something that has already died. And lesson 21 is save and invest your income. Save money for your future self and your long-term goals. Invest wisely and seek financial advice where needed. Rainy days won't be so wet when you already have an umbrella ready. Lesson number 22 is look forward and be at peace with the past. Knowing that you can't change the past, focus your energy and efforts to a better future. Lesson number 23 is journal and reflect. I used to journal all the time in a physical book, but now I find myself journaling through my podcast. But being able to release any emotional overload helps me stay balanced. Lesson number 24 is you are what you attract. It does no good manifesting or praying for something better when you don't understand what you project into the world. Think positively and you will attract more positive energy. Try to minimize the negative thoughts because it only clouds your judgment. And lesson number 25, be open to receive but also willing to provide. Don't block your blessings or the next person's by being unwilling to be God's servant. I'm not saying you have to give to everyone that you see, but when an opportunity arises and you may feel hesitant, act on that. If someone wants to pour into you with good intentions and good energy, accept it. And those are my 25 small lessons that I've learned and wanted to share. And as always, it's been nice speaking with you cousins. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share with a friend or two. Thank you for listening. You're growing and glowing always. And I love this look on you. See you next Sunday. Bye.